Good morning, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us in regular webinar. This webinar will be devoted to the authentication of vehicle documents. And just now we start this webinar with as usual, with some greetings for our participants. And the second issue is just we are waiting for those who are just trying to connect to our webinar, and let's give them 1 or 2 minutes more. I'd like to share with you our schedule. We're gonna to be and to show approximately 50 slides to you, and then we will have a short time, 10 or 15 minutes to answer your questions, and you have a special panel in the webinar. You could write your questions, and afterwards we will try to answer the most interesting questions to all of them, and the other questions we will send you by email. And I need also to warn you that we will do the recording of this webinar, and we will share this recording with all the participants afterwards. I'd like to say some words about the beginning of the webinar. We have done it together with IAATI, and we are very proud to be the part of IAATI just now. And if you don't mind, I will start this webinar, and we'll show you some slides and some documents. If you wish, as I told you, you can ask your questions, but the best option is to type in this special panel. Just a few words about me, and I'd like to give a floor to Mr. Wendell.
Hi.
Kati. Yes, Wendell, thank you very much for joining us.
Okay, hi. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Our guest speaker will be Andrei Dumsky. He's the head of business development for Regula. He's also an experienced border control officer and lawyer. He has published 3 textbooks, 5 scientific works, 2 research papers, and more than 40 scientific articles. He has trained more than 500 specialists in law enforcement agencies from more than 50 countries, providing them with valuable insights on how to distinguish between authentic IDs and counterfeit. I've had the pleasure of meeting Andre 2 years ago in Hawaii when he gave a session on document fraud for Regula at our IAATI conference, and also last year in Orlando. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Take it away, Andre.
Thank you very much, Wendell. I hope to see you later on this year on the next conference of IAATI, a very nice organization, and special thanks to you for this a huge impact on the successful event in this year, and I hope to be also the same the next year too. Thank you very much for introduction, and I'll go back to my slides. Thank you. So, why vehicle documents are very likely to be counterfeited? According to our main opinion, that they are very common because every country has their participants, their citizens, and all of them, approximately all of them, mostly all of them, they have the vehicles. That's why if they have some vehicles, that they need to be certified by special documents, which granted the right to possess these vehicles. And the second option is granting the right to drive or to operate these vehicles. That's why vehicle documents are very common spread in the countries, and sometimes, not sometimes, but in all these cases, they provide your right to possess and your right to drive. And we have a little list of countries when documents like driving license, they are fulfilling the next role. They are using for the identity verification or for the they are using like identity documents, and they exercise other civil rights. In this case, the document like driving license is very important because they have your personal data, they have your picture or photo, and they provide your rights in the government and other commercial entities. That's why very often the vehicle documents could be counterfeited. Let's go to the types of vehicle documents. We divide all these group of documents into two main groups. The first group is a driving license, and the second one is a registration certificate. I can show you also some samples. In our case, in this just now, we can see the driving license from Estonia, and the second document is the not driving license, but the vehicle certificate from the Netherlands. They're very close, nearly the same size, but two documents. One is for driving, second one is providing your right to possess the vehicle. But sometimes also not only vehicles, but motorbikes, some other constructive machines, or maybe some vessels in some cases. So the second classification of driving license or types of driving license is the internal use and international use. On our slide, you can see the sample from the Republic of Ghana. And on the left side of the slide, you can observe the driving license for internal use in the territory of Ghana. And on the right side of the slide, we can find the international driving permit, which could be used outside the Republic of Ghana. The next classification of driving license, we could divide them into the polycarbonate and paper, like a substrate. They're dividing by substrate of these documents. And of course, you can agree with me that the most common case is using the plastic driving license on the left side. In our case, it's Estonian driving license. You can find this another version of Estonian driving license in my hand. It's approximately the same, but another design and another type of driving license from Estonia. And on the right side on slide, we can see the driving license, which is produced on the paper substrate. It's of course covered by the plastic, but sometimes also we can find the documents which are don't cover by plastic, and they're using like a piece of paper. In my case, we can see the vehicle certificate from Belgium. It's still in circulation, and in some countries we can find also these paper documents. The next type of classification of vehicle documents is the size of this document. As I told you, sometimes we can find the size of the document is not according to some standards, because we have in our classification the ISO standard like 7810, and it has the standard size of the driving license and vehicle certificate. As I shown you, the size is like format ID1. ID1 means that we have the length of the document, or the width of the document is 85 and 60 millimeters, and the height is approximately 54 millimeters. It's the same size like ID card, at the same size like vehicle certificate. You see, 3 documents with the same standard ID1. ID document, vehicle certificate, and driving license. Let's go to our protection. Let's go to our security issues. Of course, the driving license has the same substrate plastic, polycarbonate. That's why they use the same set of security features, totally the same. We could find on the surface of the driving license microprinting in the background. We can find here also sometimes the OVI, optical wearable inks, holograms, and other security features. Let's go to the first level. It could be visually identified. The second level is we need to use some devices. And the third, the most complicated, the most sophisticated level is using the forensic devices. Of course, you can understand, and we agree with you that the third level, the highest level, could be applied only in the forensic labs and some special entities with some special machines and some special equipment. Let's start from the first, the most simple level with the security features which could be detected visually by naked eyes. So, few slides about visually checked security features. The most common and the security feature which could be found in every document just now in the world, which is produced from plastic or polycarbonate, is the hologram. The hologram is a special security feature which could be applied in some separate area or cover all the page of the document. And holograms may contain some images which is changing the color, and these images could be produced and could show you some nano text or microprinting or some images or also colored laser readable images. In our case, we can see the driving license from Germany, and you could see that in white light, if you see on the slide, we can see if you pay attention to the point of my mouse. And just now I show you the special mark with the letter W and the arrow going down. It means that we are speaking about the white light, incident white light is going from up to down. And in this right slide, we can see the same white light with the arrows going by some angle. It's oblique light side. And in the incident light, the surface of the driving license is visible very nice. We can see some details. We can see the background. We can see the name of the lines. Of course, there's some personal data. And on the right side, of course, not everything is visible under the protective film. And on the surface, we can observe the pictures of the hologram with some text, with some images, and special symbols on the surface. This hologram could be visualized by bare eyes, as I told you, and this one is very easy, without any device, to be checked. As I told you, the hologram could be designed to protect the separate area of the document or the whole page. In the previous slide, we could see the driving license from Germany, and the whole page was covered. In this case, the sample of the Hungarian driving license, we can see the hologram on the most important area of this document. In our case, it could be understandable that we have the most important areas. This first one is the holder's portrait in the driving license. This area should be protected by the hologram. And the second one is the personal data. The next security feature which could be applied to driving license is the MLI or CLI, multiple laser image or changeable laser image. This technology could be applied in the special free space area, and it could be visualized by tilting the document in your hand. You need to put the document in front of your face and tilt a document in your hands. As mentioned on the slide, the angle should be 45 degrees and 135 degrees. So the difference between the observation of two angles is the right angle, 90 degrees. That's why you can be able to see in one position the one image and then second position the second image. Normally, we could find some personal data inside this MLI or CLI area. It could be produced using the lenticular lenses, and it means that during the personalization, we have a special surface on the plastic. It has some ridges or lenticular lenses on the surface, and during the personalization, the laser engraved two images combined in one. And one image is engraved on the one slope of the ridge, and the second image is applied to the second side of the ridge. And during the rotation and during the tilting of the driving license, according to this combination of two images, we could find both images in the opposite position of the document. The second very nice, to my mind, security feature, which could be applied in the plastic or polycarbonate documents, including driving license, including vehicle certificates, is diffractive identification element, DID element. This element has another rotation. The main idea of the document of this security feature, you can be able to visualize the personal data in the incident angle of observation very easy. No any colors, no any images, and if you see on the left picture on my slide, we can see very easy some personal data. We can see very easy the holder's portrait. We can see the background, and we can see also another security features on the surface of the driving license. But if you change the angle of observation, go to oblique light source or oblique angle of observation, and you rotate the document not in the horizontal X, but in horizontal plane. And the difference between two angles should be also 90 degrees. We will see the changing of the color of the image. In our case, we could see on Estonian driving license the changing of this flower. The green color is going to orange or red, and the shape of the flower from orange is going to green. Very easy to detect, very easy to check, and this element could be very hard forged by criminals. The next very common security feature, which could be found in the document and could be verified by the naked eye, is OVI. OVI means optical variable ink. It means that you will find some special parts covered by special inks with the element of changing the color. In our case, we can find the driving license from Denmark in my hand just now. And in the right bottom area, we could see, we could find the picture, the images of two swans. And one swan is red and the second one is green. But if I rotate a bit the driving license from Denmark, I will see the changing of the color. Left swan from green or from red going to green, and right swan is going from green to red. And just now it's appear like a red. Very nice also the security feature, but nowadays it could be counterfeited, and you need to be very accurate when you check this security feature, and you need to check the quality of the image, and you need to check the transaction of the color. The next security feature, which could be applied in polycarbonate driving licenses or vehicle certificate, is transparent window. Transparent window is not possible to find in paper substrate. Normally, it could be found only in polycarbonates. In our case, we can see the driving license from Poland, and in the right bottom area, we can find this transparent window. And inside this transparent window, also, we could find some additional information. And this information could contain personal data or the code of the country or some additional information. In our case, we could find here the code of the country which issued this driving license, the code of Poland. In my hand just now, we could find the driving license from Cyprus. And also we could see here in the bottom right area, we could find here the, you can see it, the transparent window on the back side, reverse side of the driving license, and on the front side. And to my mind, just now you could observe that the changing of the data also visible inside this transparent window. In our case, we could see the changing between the code of the country and the portrait of the holder. Very nice security feature, could be detected by naked eyes, and very hard to be counterfeited. The next level of security documents or security features which could be applied in security document is the set of special inks with physicochemical qualities. And this set of special inks could be detected by special devices with some special forensic light sources and also the magnifier. Because we need to check sometimes the security feature under zoom more than 10 times. And it's also be very useful for you, for us, to be sure that this document is original and genuine. Let's go to a device like a standalone device. And if you go to some technical specification of the device, we could see the magnification of 30 times. And you can observe the image not by your eye, but on the screen. That's why you can save the image, you can operate the image. And the set of lights is a big one. So we could see not only white light incident on the oblique, but we could see a set of different types of white light is going from up or incident from the side, like oblique light source, coaxial light source, and transmitted light source. Also, we could find here in the device 3 types of ultraviolet, not only the simple ultraviolet, which could be revealed by using the forensic torch with the 365 nanometers, like ultraviolet A, but also we could find here the set of hard UV, ultraviolet B and ultraviolet C. And very often we could find the difference in the illumination under these different light sources in UV light, in UV range. Also, we can find here the set of infrared light sources. Infrared light sources could not be visualized by naked eye. We need to have the camera. That's why we have the camera inside the device, and the image from camera is going on the screen and depicted on the screen. Also, we can find here a new type of secure of the light source is the high intensive thin with the length wave 505 nanometers. And another name of this type light source is infrared luminescence. Sometimes also we could add magneto-optical visualization and anti-stocks visualization, because some documents also have the inks with anti-stocks effect. Let's see on the screen and let's see on the slide the samples of these light sources and how to check the driving licenses and vehicle certificates using some standalone or compact devices. Let's go back to our very familiar to us just now, the driving license from Poland. And we can see the image under white light on the left side of the slide. And on the right side, we can see the image under UVA, 365 nanometers. Please pay attention to the middle of the picture. We could see here the tachometer and speedometer of the car and the indicators of the temperature and the fuel. These areas are shining by very bright green color, and something is slightly visible in the area of indicators. But let's check the same ID card, the same driving license in the ultraviolet B or C. And in our case, we could find here the picture under ultraviolet C, hard ultraviolet. It could not be revealed by the naked eye, but we can see here the color is the same, green, but in this area, the color of the indicators has changed from green to red. Let's go back one step back. Here is the picture under UVA, and here is the picture under UVC, hard UV. Let's check the same ID card under infrared, and we could see that some of inks are transparent under UV, under infrared light source, and some inks are non-transparent under infrared light source. And also it's very nice chance to be sure about the originality, about the genuinity of the document. But we need to be sure that we know by heart the description or the picture of original document under infrared to be sure to compare the picture in front of you and the picture like a sample. Here is you can find the picture, as I told you, infrared luminescence, cyan, 505 nanometers. And we can see that the colors are changed and the shining area are changed. And just now not visible speedometer or tachometer or indicators, but some areas in the background has changed and there just now they're shining. It means that we need also to know how this original document should be visible under infrared luminescence. And please pay attention to the area of the flag and the symbol of the code of the country and the symbol of European Union. And also, if you remember, we have here the name of the country. No any effect, no any shining, no any illumination. But if you remember, I told you about another security feature like inks with anti-stocks effect. Let's go and check. High intensity infrared or anti-stocks protection. And we can see here very bright green stars in the flag and the name of the country. Just now also very nice visible in anti-stocks effect under high intensity infrared. Let's go back to our previous slide and you see no reaction in the area of flag, no reaction in this area in the up right corner of driving license. But in anti-stocks, the lecture is totally different. That's why we need to use all types of security light sources or forensic light sources to check the document. In our case, just now, we can see on the slide the picture under coaxial light. Under coaxial light, we could reveal the relief of the surface. And in oblique, in incident light, we could not be able to see the relief of the plastic. But in coaxial light, you could find here very strange lines on the holder's portrait area. We could see the lines which protected just now the personal data of the holder. And also we can find microtext here in this top area, which is not visible totally in under white light. But in special coaxial light, we could find here the microprinting in this area, like also the microprinting in the area of the holder's portrait. Another security feature which could be reviewed and checked using the devices with magnification, it's a holder portrait which is printed using the lacing technology. Lacing technology is a special technology which applied to the documents with the combination of laser engraving and the matrix printed by offset in the holder's portrait. So before printing the personal data, we can find here the special scheme of printing offset in cyan, yellow, and magenta colors. And afterwards, we add in this area laser engraving in grayscale. Combination of these two technologies applied at the same area of the portrait allows us to get the colored image of the portrait. And this color image is printed by laser engraving. Very nice security feature, could be detected by the eyes, and also you need to be sure that this technology applied correctly when you check this area under magnification of 20 or 30 times. And the next step, when we checked the document by your eyes, when we check the document by the second tier, the second level with the compact devices or standalone devices, we are going just now to some elements which could be detected and could be revealed, could be verified by the third level of security features is using the forensic devices. And on the top of this line is the special video spectral comparators. Comparators includes all types of forensic light sources from different angles. And in our case, we could see on the slide the video spectral comparator of middle size. Sometimes they are much bigger, 2 times or 3 times bigger. And the video spectral comparators could take the images, could operate the images, and also they have some integrated special models for hyperspectral analysis, for 3D visualization, or for also you can find very often there inside spectrometers. That's why only some samples of using these additional models, these special modes of video spectral comparators inside the for verification of the documents. Of course, we need to stress your attention to the areas which are very suspicious should be and very attentively examined by the forensic examiner. That's why the first one is the area of the holder's portrait. The second one is the area of the some data belongs to the document itself, like date of expiration. The third one is some personal data of the holder. Normally, we could pay attention to the date of birth or place of birth sometimes, some another information. And also combination of all these versions of counterfeiting could be, the document could be counterfeited totally, not only changing some area, holder portrait or personal data or data of the document, but also we could find sometimes the samples of the full counterfeited document, like in our case, Armenian driving licenses. Let's check and let's see the samples of the driving license from Armenia. On the left side, we can see the image of the front side and reverse side for this document. And on the right side, we can see the same sides of the document of the criminals, of the counterfeited document. Yes, I need to remind you that if you have some questions, please don't forget to type and to ask the questions in the panel. And we will try to answer you after the finishing the slides, and after finishing the presentation, we'll leave some 10 minutes for the answers in our questions and answer section. And let's go back to slides. And on the white light, I cannot reveal where is the sample and where is the forged document, according to my opinion. It's very hard to understand. Let's check the same document under UV light, and we can see that the quality of this counterfeited document is very high. We could observe the imitation of UV luminescence, and of course, the color is another a bit the intensity of green color, another one. But it looks like very nice, and the quality is not bad. That's why if you don't have the sample in front of you, you will not be sure that you have just now the counterfeited document. But if you go to some special forensic light sources, their detection or examination could be much easier. Let's go to infrared light source, which could be visualized, as I told you, only using the camera and special light source like infrared light source. And on the left side, if you see, we could find very easy the only personal data is visible. And on the back side, barcode and some data is visible on the reverse side of the original driving license. But in our case, in the front side and the reverse side, they are totally transparent. And after this step, you can go easy to your report and to put in the report your 100% opinion that this document is counterfeited. Let's check under the magnification of 30 times of two documents. On this left side, as I told you, specimen, and on the right side is the examined document or counterfeited document. Let's pay attention to the microprinting in the top part of driving license. The quality, please evaluate the quality of the printing technique, and on the left side and on the right side, please evaluate the reflection of the hologram with also some letters and words like Armenia in this area, and please try to find the same Armenia in the examined document. Very nice and very easy to understand where is the counterfeited and where is the original document under magnification of 30 times. Another part of the document examined by magnification, using the magnification 30 times, not just in this case at 60 times, and we can see also the quality of printing technique applied to the document is not very nice. But if we go back to three slides back, we could see that under white light, it could not be revealed very easy, this quality of printing technique. But in magnification of 60 times and 30 times, it's just now very easy. As I told you, we could find the special models of hyperspectral analysis and spectrometers inside the video spectral comparators, which allows you to put in your report not only the pictures which are related by your naked eyes, but also some special graphs, some special mathematics analysis in the report. In our case, just now, we will try to compare the inks, the optical quality of the inks in the original and examined document. And we could see here we could mark here the areas in red and blue, and we created curves for these 4 areas from original document and examined document. And on the next slide, we could find very easy the 2 graphs which looks like very similar, but they have some areas of intersection. And here is also the area of very strange behavior of 2 lines. It means that in the red area, the graphs are totally different. One is going in horizontal direction and the second graph is going up. It means that these 2 inks, they are looks like very common, very close. They are reddish, but bluish, but according to our graphs, inks have different optical qualities. And we made this conclusion according to the work of our hyperspectral analysis. Let's do the same for another areas in the orange stripe and in the blue area of two documents. And also we can find here two pairs of graphs of curves, and the behavior clear show us the difference in optical characteristics of the graphs. And it means that the orange ink which were applied in this area is different from the orange ink applied to the examined document. Estonian driving license. Also, under white light, no a lot of difference. The same text, the same fonts, the same background, the same quality of printing technique according to the naked eye. But if we go back to our third level examination using the video spectral comparators, we can find under UV light, here is this driving license from Estonia. And could you name or could you write in the panel, is it original or it's a fake document? Is it easy? I could put it closer to you. It's the front side of the document. It has some holograms on the surface. Printing technique is also very nice. But could you reveal, is it original or false? Maybe it's not visible for you, but in this area we can find, in this area we can find the hologram. It's plain. You could see this area also covered by hologram. But of course, I sure that you made a right decision about the genuinity of this document. It's false, because if we use infrared light source, we could see that this guy with driving license from Estonia is totally different. The picture under infrared of the reverse side of the document. And if we go to the magnification or zoom of 30 times, we could also see the difference in printing technique. Here we could find offset, and on the right side of the slide, we could find here the printing technique which was applied to the surface of our document is a inkjet printer. We could find here separate dots in the background image. We could find here the combination of the dots, color dots in the lines and the letters. That's why it's very easier to find these separate dots in the area of the letter A, for example. And under the same magnification, we could find and reveal that the microprinting is totally different and the quality is not nice. But is it possible to find it by naked eyes? Very hard sometimes. And here is the background image, and here is the imitation of the hologram. You see some blurring, some shining of the imitation. They applied some special inks on the surface to imitate the hologram. That's why this is, as I shown you, this was the imitation of the hologram on the surface of the film. And next examination, blind embossing. Very easy to be cheated by this document, because you can find here some blind embossing on the left, on the right side. But the quality, if you check the ending of the letter S and ending of the letter S in the examined document, they are totally different. That's why we need the magnification, and we need to have special light source, oblique light source, to reveal this security feature. Here is a slide how it looks like the imitation of the hologram. On the left side, we can see the changing of the color. On the right side, we could see only the imitation of the hologram. And also under magnification, we could find the difference of the technique applied to the portrait holder area. Of course, we need to be sure about the set of security features which were applied to all of these documents. Could you remember by heart what security feature we examined in this document? It's very hard to be sometimes to remember all the sets of security features which are applied in the driving license from your country is okay, but for the country from neighboring countries, also it could be possible to remember. But I don't sure that everybody could be able to name all sets of security features in the driving license from the Netherlands, from Sweden, from the USA, every state, from Brazil or from Nigeria, sorry. That's why we have a special tip for you or a special library with digital pictures of the documents. In our case, you could install on your PC the information reference system, which contains the set of the electronic images of all ID documents in the world, passport, ID cards, visas. The second group of the documents is driving licenses and vehicle certificates, and also currencies, including coins. And every document has the images in different live sources and the description of security features which were applied to the surface on the front side, back side, in pages of the documents. In our case, we could find here the sample of the driving license from Poland, and you can find here 6 images in different light sources, starting from white light and ending by the high infrared, high intensity infrared or anti-stocks effect of the driving license of from Poland. And also we could find in this electronic library the description of some special elements, special areas with security features, not only like a static image, but also animation and moving image, to be sure that the hologram is working properly or MLI is working properly, or another element like DID or keep effect or other effects in the document. This database contains more than 12,000 objects, a lot of banknotes, more than 3,000 passport or ID cards, and also approximately 1,000 vehicle certificates, types of vehicle certificates from different countries in the world. Not different, but 225 countries, territories, and organizations. And this database contains more than 300,000 images. Do you have any questions? If you have these questions, please type them in the questions and answers panel, and we will be very happy to be able to answer you. Let's start from the very first question. Thank you very much, Nadia. Could you hear me? Okay, great. Thank you very much for the first question. And the first question is about the type of the hologram. What type of the hologram is used more often, covering the whole data page or only the portrait area? In driving license, we normally could find the hologram which is covering the personal data and the portrait area, not the whole page, because it will be very hard to reveal this hologram by naked eye. That's why we could find these holograms covering the whole page in ID cards and the passports. But in driving licenses, mostly we could find the hologram covering the holder, portrait, or personal data, or combination of two of these areas. The second question is, from my point of view, what are the most difficult counterfeit security features found in modern driving licenses and vehicle registration certificates? Thank you very much for the very nice question, because nobody could answer this question. According to my opinion, the best option is transparent window and MLI, SLI effect, and DID 3, plus the combination of security inks with the anti-stocks effect, with the transparency and non-transparency on the infrared light sources, and of course infrared luminescence. Very nice, very, very, very nice, and very hard to be counterfeited or duplicated or imitated by the criminals. The next question is what digital authentication methods like QR codes, RFID tags are used in documents, and how effective are they against counterfeiting? Very nice. Yes, but it's the question normally to the producers of driving licenses. But it's very common to be able to find the RFID tags or RFID chips inside ID documents. But in driving licenses, we could find only QR codes. QR code is also could be revealed, but you need to have some special device. It's not be possible to check by your naked eye the barcode, only the presence of the QR code. But using mobile phones, using the special devices, you could also decode this code. And it will be also like a great tip to you to understand, is it okay or not okay? Is it the same information is coded in the barcode or QR code, and to compare this information with the data printed on the driving license. But as I told you, I didn't find the biometric or RFID chip inside driving license just now, only QR codes. But in the ID documents like ID cards or passports, you could find very often the biometric chip. Maybe the next step of driving license is to include the RFID chip inside the driving license, because it's very easy to my mind just now to implement the chip inside the polycarbonate substrate of the driving license, because it has the same structure like ID card. The second question, hi, Travers, can the device also be used to verify examine South African driving license? Yes, of course, sure. So my question is yes, sure, because not only South African driving license could be verified using the devices. Any document, any driving license from any country, from any territory, from any organization, document could be verified by the device. If you have some experience, if you have the knowledge how to check the security feature, if you have in your hand also not only the equipment, you need to have in your hand the experience how to examine the documents, and you need to have also information reference system, because I'm not sure that you will be able to remember all security features from South African driving license, because I don't know just now the South African driving license, but we could find this information in the reference system, and to check the set of the security features. If we have time, I'll switch on to the reference database and we will try to see some documents from South Africa also. The next question is from Robert. Can we get Andrei's contact info, email, and phone, please? Of course, sure, because after the seminar, the administrator will share with you the information how to connect with me and our team, and we will be happy to share with you the presentation, the recording of the webinar, and also contact data how to connect us. And also I invite you to take part to write a letter to Mr. Wendell, the organizer of all the conferences of IATA, because it's a huge, big organization, and they assist a lot for forensic examiners how to examine the driving licenses and vehicle certificates, all documents related to the vehicles. The next question is about good morning. Yes, good evening. I'm writing from Colombia, an expert in the question documents. I would like to receive the equipment's technical specification and also welcome your presentation in person in your country. Thank you very much for your invitation. We will be able also to visit your country and to show some equipment, and we will be able also to provide some training if you need, because we have the special unit, team in our company who are in charge of providing these trainings, 3, 5, or 10 days training on different levels with different group of experts, and we refresh their knowledge about the security features and the types of documents in the world. And the next question is about in hyperspectral analysis or in color, how much can the results be altered in documents that have been affected, for example, by exposure to sunlight? Of course, the quality or optical quality of the inks is changing when they are exposed to sunlight, because the inks are fading. But normally, according to our research, the graph has the same shape. That's why the height of the graph is changing, but the optical characteristic is the same after the sun effect on the security inks on the document. The next question, how often do you update your reference database? Our database is updated normally 1 time a day, sometimes 2 times a day. It's according to the new documents which appeared in the world. Sometimes we got a lot of documents which were issued by the countries, currency, personal documents, passports, driving licenses, vehicle certificates, or something like this one. And if we get these samples in our laboratory, we examine them very thoroughly and put in our database with the high quality images and the description of security features. The next question, how can we get the access to the reference database? You can get this access, of course. It could be installed on your PC locally, or it could be we could provide you access to the online version of the database. But online is not the full database, because we cooperate with the normally with the government's entities. That's why we have different levels of the databases. That's why not all security features could be could be forwarded to the commercial entities. That's why we need to discuss, and of course, we will be happy to show you this demo version of database, and you will make a decision, do we need it or not? And afterwards, of course, they're not free, this database. You need to pay something, but we could discuss it in the separate emails, and you could get this information from our partner, because we have partners normally in all countries in the world just now. The next question is about the resource service. Is it a monthly subscription or a one-time download, etc.? Yes, it's download one time, but it has a 1-year subscription. 1-year subscription. Yeah. The next question is from Betty. How can we get access to Regula database? Thank you for the question, but we already answered. You could apply to our partner, or if you don't have information about our partner in your country, that's why you can type, you can write a letter, email to our team, to Regula website, and we will answer and send you all the information, contact data about concerning our partner in the country or in the region. Do you suggest officer on the street patrol carry a UV light source? Yes, I strongly recommend to have UV light source to check the authenticity of the document. It helps a lot. But not only UV light touch, but also it could be very nice to have the magnifier. All the best option is to have the combination, like a small compact device with the magnification of 10-50 times plus UV light. It will be very useful. Could be very useful, of course, sure. I don't want to have some demonstration or promotion, but our equipment, but I have to tell that we have these different versions of compact devices, and it looks like, just I'll show you the compact device, small one. Thank you. It looks like this one, and it has different light sources inside the device, and it has magnification of 15 times, and the set of light sources includes 3 types of UV light, HUD-UV included also in this compact device, the anti-stocks, the coaxial light source, different types of white light, and it's enough to check the authenticity of the document on the second level. The next question is, what is your opinion about the use of TESLIN on security document? Talking about the falsification. I apologize, but I don't know what do you mean TESLIN. If you have the time, please, we'll try to find this information and answer you. But TESLIN is the material, or it's maybe security feature. I'm not sure, but I'll check and answer you. Thank you. You would like we have also some questions about the documents, about how to get the access to our laboratory and our database. I have answered you. Please connect with our partner in the country on this region, and we will be happy to answer all your questions. And the last question, please let me finish the question and answer section. According to our experience, which European Union country has the most frequently forged driving license? According to our opinion, it will not be very easy to name the country because we have different versions of the driving license, different versions of design of driving license. That's why not all of countries has the polycarbonate driving license at this moment. But I could tell you that the driving licenses and legal certificates which are produced on the paper basement has less security features inside. That's why the countries with the paper documents which are still in circulation these countries have the most dangerous position in face of criminals. I don't want to name all these countries, but to my mind, I prefer to name the country with the most complicated and the most protected driving license, according to my personal opinion. It's the driving license, to my mind, from Sweden. I like this driving license a lot. And the second one is from Cyprus, as I already shown you, this driving license from Cyprus. Very nice design, very easy to check, and a lot of security features on the surface and inside the polycarbonate. Thank you very much for your attention. Just now we have more than 20 additional questions, and I'm not be able to answer all of them, but I want to aware you that we will find the time, and maybe not today, but tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we'll answer your questions by email. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that we will provide safety on the road together. And we will be happy to be in contact with you. Please go to our website. You can find the QR code or only type name of the company Regula in the Google search line, and you will find us on the first or the second position. And inside our website, you can find also very useful to my mind the glossary of security documents. You can find all the security features, all security elements which could be found in the documents. You will find the information about these security elements on our website in the special page with the name of the glossary of security documents and glossary of the banknotes. Thank you very much. Be happy and be safe. Take care of you. Thank you very much.